Right, today I'm going to show you how to make a dog bow tie, but it's also an introduction to crochet, and we're going to learn how to do chain stitch and double crochet stitch, and this is all using UK terms. All you need to make a slip knot. Now, if you want a copy of this pattern, then please contact me and I'll send you a file of one. So make a slip knot. All the diagrams and the instructions are on the pattern. And then to chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. As you can see, I've got two lots of yarn together with a 5mm hook. It might be easier to start with just the one and a smaller hook. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. We have to continue. We'll just do the smaller bow tie, which is at the bottom of the pattern, so we're continuing for 17 chain. And then in the second chain from hook, so it's not that one, this one, push your hook in underneath the two loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook, then into the next stitch, underneath the top two loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. Do it once more. Hook in the next stitch, underneath two loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. And then continue with that till the end of the row. When you get to the end of the row, you need to make sure you go in the last stitch, and then you can check that you've got 16 stitches. So we started with 17 and we missed the first stitch, if you remember. So 16. It's okay. One chain to turn, so just pull through, turn your work over. Now that one chain represents the first stitch. So we miss the first stitch and go into the second one. Underneath the two loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. Hook in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through two. That's just your double crochet again to the end of the row. Again, when you get to the end of the row, make sure you go into that last stitch, which was your chain from the previous row, your first chain, your turning chain. Check you've got your 16 stitches. Remember to count this turning chain at the end of this row. And then turning chain, second stitch from hook, same double crochet, and we carry on. Keep checking you've got your 16 stitches at the end of each row. Carry on until you've got 14 rows. Right, I've done 13 rows, so I'm just turning for the last row, And as soon as we finish this, we'll fasten off and leave a long enough end to sew up and to wind yarn around to make the bow tie part. So at the moment you should just have a rectangle. Right, so pull your yarn through and leave quite a long length of yarn so that you've got a chance to sew it up and then wind it round to make the bow tie as in the picture. So that's all of the crocheting done. All you need to do now is sew up the cast on your first edge to your finishing edge, and then with a flat stitch, and then that seam, a little bit of a mess here, that's because we've got so much wool on, and then that seam will be along the centre back of the bow tie. That'll be the back, that's the front. There we are. And then you need to get your needle along to the middle of the bow tie. So you can just weave it in and get yourself out of sight and get yourself to the middle of the bow tie. Remember, this is the back. Right, nice and flat. And then all you do to make it into a bow tie is keep winding tightly around the middle for as much as you want, really, until it looks like a bow tie. Now, because you were using, well, I was using 2 strands of double knitting with a 5mm crochet hook, which is quite a small hook for 2 lots of double knitting yarn. It has come really firm and quite sturdy for a good bow tie. So I think that's about enough. And then to finish off, what I did with mine was add a big bell and then a Velcro fastener on the back so it can fasten onto a dog's collar, which I'll show you how to do. Right, this is a Velcro fastener. They're quite easy to find on Amazon or eBay or elsewhere online, and they're quite cheap. And if you use the hook side this way up so that it doesn't keep catching on the wool, and then just sew over it in the middle a few times, that should be sufficient to hold it in place, and then it just fastens around the dog's collar. If it's for a small dog, will only have a thin collar, you can just cut some of that off. But there we have a finished bow tie, and you've learned how to do chain stitch and double crochet stitch.